Good morning, good evening, and good afternoon, traders. This is John Howe speaking. I want to wish everyone a prosperous and I hope all your blessings and dreams come true in this wonderful 2008, which we have a great year ahead of us. Before I bring our attention to the chart, I wanted to bring our attention to something else which we always do every single year, and it's called New Year's resolutions. We do them, we all do them, and 90% of us fail at doing them. Okay, we always fail at making that goal, that New Year's resolution, come reality. Now, I just want to give you a bit of a concept of what I do, which helps me achieve a lot of goals in my life, and which has also helped me in my trading and investing career. What I've done is, it's a bit of a formula I learned off one of my mentors some time ago. And basically, what I want you to do, instead of just writing down a New Year's resolution, I want you to write that down. But not only write it down, but write a specific, clear goal you're after. Okay, so write a specific, clear goal you're after. Then you want to know why you're doing it. So write down why you're doing it. Why are you going for a jog 3 days out of a week? Why are you doing that? And make sure it's deep. Say to yourself, and be honest with yourself. Say, I'm fat, I'm ugly, I'm this, I'm overweight. Be honest with yourself. Get the motivation, the juice. Because remember, that's the why. The why is to get you out of bed every morning to go make sure you do that. Okay? But then write down a list of action steps. So get your clear result which you want. Just say, for example, you want to lose weight. You want to lose 30 pounds in the next, or 30 kilos in the next, say, 12 months. Now, okay, you want to do that, but why? See the difference between a New Year's resolution and what I do? What I do is, okay, I want this, but why? If I haven't got a good why behind it, before I know it, I've got to use willpower to get myself to do stuff. So, let me give you an example. If I wanted to, say, lose 10 kilos, I want to lose 30 kilos this year. Okay, my goal is to lose 30 kilos. Okay, why? See, if you don't have enough, if you don't have a strong enough why to go and get out of bed and go to the gym once every 2 weeks or once a week and go for a jog most mornings, then you don't have enough why, then you're going to use willpower. And after a while, willpower won't work, will it? We'll just simply stay in bed, stuff this, I'm staying in bed, I'm not going to do it. And human emotions, we'll do more to avoid pain than we will to gain pleasure. Okay? So the pleasure of staying in bed is greater than the pain of getting out of bed and going for a jog right now. Okay, the short-term pleasure is better than the long-term pleasure. So, and get a set of action steps you're going to do. And I do this for everything, whether it's my business, whether it's my trading, whether it's my relationships, whether it's my fitness. I do it every year, and I seem to accomplish a lot of things I do every year. Every New Year's resolution I do this, and I make sure every day I stick to it. Every single day, and I detail what I need to do every week to accomplish that goal. And it's really easy once you start looking at it. So make sure you start to do something different in your life to get a different result. Because if you're not going to do anything different, why would you ever expect a different result? Why would you? Please stop doing the same thing, start doing something different, and you could expect different results. Maybe it's a worse result, maybe it's a better result. But just look at it this way, we're getting a result, aren't we? We're getting a result and we're doing something different, we're going to get different response, different results in our life. And you never know, you could be doing something that you do that gives you a better result. When you get a better result, do you feel better or worse? You feel better, don't you? And if you feel better, you like to do it again? Yes. And if you feel better, you like to do it again. And let me ask you a question here. If you do something really, really good, and you feel good about it, does that increase your productivity in your life, yes or no? Obviously the answer is yes. If you do something really good in your life and you feel good, it increases your productivity. What has that got to do about trading and investing? It's got everything to do about trading and investing. Because if you're not bothered to do your analysis once a night and look over the market and scan the markets for trading and investing opportunities and look into the fundamentals if you're that way inclined. If you're not energized and passionate to get out of bed or stay up at night or doing it during the day when you've got some spare time, then you won't do it. But if you feel good about yourself, say, yeah, I'm going to do this, this is where I'm going, and this is what's happening in my life. And before you know it, you start to step up, and you start to step up in life, physically, emotionally, financially, and also holistically as well. So, please, I've used that for the last, say, 3 or 4 years of my life, and it's totally transformed my life, that little system there. One, get a clear result which you want, and don't change the result. Get a clear result. The second is why. Why are you doing it? Why are you doing that result? why are you getting that result? Why do you want that result in your life right now? And make sure it's good. If it's financial goal, I want to make $5,000 a month right now. Why? For an example, I want to make $5,000 a month right now so I can replace my income when I'm working right now. I make $4,500 right now in my job. For example, if someone does, you say, okay, I want to earn $5,000 a month for my trading or investments, whether it's property or anything like that, whether it's a new business you're starting. I want to do that so I can replace my income, so I can have more freedom, have more choices, and the list goes on. See how that's better than just a New Year's resolution. Okay, I'll leave that with you. Remember, it's the clear result. Number 2, why? Write it down in detail. Why do you want it? And 3, some action steps. What's some action steps you can do to get yourself going? And what's the action steps you need to get that clear result? Whether it's starting a business, whether it's start to trade or invest, whether it's starting fitness, whether it's keeping a good relationship with your kids or your wife or your husband. Okay, so try and do something different to get a different result. Because if you're doing the same thing, you're mad. You're mad if you're doing the same thing expecting a different result. You're mad if you're going to try and lose weight while you're sitting down on the couch eating 4 bags of Cheetos. Alright, so let's look at the charts. We're looking at QBE today. QBE is an insurance company on the Australian stock market. And we're looking at a weekly chart right now, and we're looking back since 98, right now through to the start of 08, which is right now. And the mid 01, we've had a nice run to the upside. So let's just get some trend lines on here, and we'll open up a bit. Once we can see a nice looking trend line coming up through this one right here. And we've got this one through the middle as well, and we've got this one up here as well. There's some nice trend lines coming up through there. It's a nice support here, support, 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 and now that's heading onto the upside. And we have a bit of resistance around here. Let me just open up the chart a bit. We have a bit of resistance here, resistance, resistance, and became support, came up, resistance, came down, support, came up, bit of resistance through here, and it busted straight up. Now, one thing you'll notice I do, and I say every single video you'll see me do, is you'll notice support and resistance change roles almost every time. Not every time, but the probability of that support becoming resistance is very high. Let me give you a few examples. What do we have here? Resistance, resistance, resistance. What is this? Support? Yes. What's this? Support? Yes. So we've had a resistance, 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 came up, came down, supported, came up, made a resistance here. Okay, so remember, keep that resistance right here. Keep it in memory. Came down, found support. Where did it find support? On this resistance line. Came up, found resistance, resistance. It finally broke up. Now remember, it finally broke up. And now look at it, form the resistance there. Now keep an eye on this resistance. It came down, and where did it bounce? It found support where? On the previous resistance line. Resistance came up, found support, and eventually came up. Resistance and support change roles almost every single time. Not every time, we do see times where it just bounces straight through. Okay, so let's open up the chart a bit more. And we'll see we have this resistance up here. We can see it came down, found a support, and it had resistance, resistance, and resistance. Okay? So right now we're just in a bit of sideways movement, but overall we're still in a nice looking upward trend, aren't we? So let's go over to the daily chart. Let's just delete a few trend lines and let's go over to the daily chart, and let's put those trend lines back on. Okay, so let's look what's happening right now. We're in this upward trend right now. Okay, and let's look at a few things. Notice we have a resistance line here. Bit of resistance around here. Resistance, resistance. Now look at this. Support, support. Bit of sideways movement. Finally broke down, came up. Look at this. Resistance, 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 resistance. Okay. Now, if you actually look closely, what has yesterday done? Has that broken past the resistance line? If we just do a nice looking resistance line, say through here, this is where the resistance was and a little bit of resistance there. Has that fully broken past that yet?